I'm Cheryl Phillips, and this is my 10-degree wedge. Like your other Creative Grids rulers, it has the non-slip back and the easy-to-read markings. It was designed for the creative quilter, and it has so many possibilities. So let's take a closer look. The 10-degree has the same non-slip grip along the edge of the tool at 1/4 of an inch, as well as down the center. Great, easy to read markings at 1 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/4 of an inch. For a tip to your wedge, you can do that with the white dashed line that you see here. It's also repeated on the other side in black. That 1/2 inch line can also be used for narrow 1/4 inch wide accent bands. All these angles, we have 20, 30, 45, and 60 degrees. These angles are mirrored to help you get sharp points. They are also repeated on the narrow end of the wedge. That doubling, repeating of the angle is what assures accuracy. If you cut 36 wedge pieces with your 10-degree wedge and sew them together, you'll have a 45-inch circle, and it'll have a 3-inch center opening. Now, see the white line here? That's your extension lines. With those, you can extend your 45-inch circle all the way up to a 65-inch circle using those lines. At our tip, it reads 1.5, and at the wide end, it reads 22.5. So if you subtract those two, you get a length of 21 inches. And that's great because 21 inches is the ideal length for a wedge tool. It fits on a fat quarter or fabric right off the bolt. I cut a piece from this bolt, and I've got it here to show you selvage to selvage gradation. These ombres are so fun to work with. Let me show you. Here we have our fabric. Here's the fold, the selvages, and there's 2 layers. When I place my wedge, you can see how perfectly it fits. Let me show you how I cut. I have the wedge tool parallel to my body, and I'm going to cut from here to here. And I'm putting pressure with my left hand. I'm going to move to the opposite side and cut in the other direction. The reason I prefer cutting with the tool parallel to my body like this is I have much greater strength and better control. When I'm out here like this, my hand tends to wobble and I'm not as accurate. So when I cut these, I have 2, and they're from opposite parts of the gradation. Now to cut the other side, step to the side and cut. Step to the other side. Look at the 4 wedges I've just cut. Each one is distinctly different. When you spin 36 in a circle, this is the one fabric project you get. The lines you see in red show the 45-degree angles. Cut 36 of these and spin it. There you have it. The red 20-degree lines tip to the right and the blue tip to the left. Put mirror images together, left and right, and you get a point. Then spin the pair to get this circle. Here are some other 20-degree examples. We have a red batik and Becky's beautiful blues. Here we have 30-degree lines tipping in both directions. Put the 2 together and add a plain wedge. Let's spin. Add the center and you have it. For the 60-degree, we have 6 wedges cut from 6 strip sets. Put 36 wedges together to make this circle. Add a hexagon center. All those angles, such possibilities. But wait, there's more. What if you wanted a circle bigger than 45 inches? Well, the Creative Grids 10-degree wedge has that built right in. See the white line here? It's solid and it's got those little triangles on it. That's what you need. You can go from 45 inches up to 65 inches and any length in between with this one tool. Let me show you how in this next project. This round quilt is actually 65 inches across. It makes a great tablecloth, or a beautiful Christmas tree skirt, or a nice accent on the bed, or draped over the couch. To cut an extension, start with a rectangle. Place the white line along the edge of the fabric. Sew the extensions together and then sew them to a wedge. Make 36 long wedges and sew them into a circle. Now here's another giant circle made with gradation fabric. To add the finishing touch, stars will be scattered and appliqued across the blue. Up to now, you've seen how having this center opening makes sewing circles easier. But what if you want a project like this zigzag runner? Now you wish you had a tip. Well, with a Creative Grids 10 degree, you can. We'll use those dashed lines that are parallel to the edge of the tool. I'll start with a strip the width of my project, and first I'll trim it with a wedge to establish the angle. Now move your tool down and over so the dashed black line follows the edge of the fabric. Now cut. Rotate the wedge for the next cut and align the edge to the white dashed lines. Sew the cut wedges together, add a border, and here's your zigzag runner. It's that easy. The half-inch lines are also useful for making skinny strips. Here are the wedges from an earlier project. Rather than making the circle as is, I decided to add skinny strips. To do this, I sewed a strip of background fabric to the wedge, then trimmed it for an exact half-inch band. I placed the black line along the seam to first trim the wedge portion, then rotate and trim the other side. Use the leftover for more wedges. When I've added strips to all 36 wedges, I can make my circle. Don't those skinnies make the wedges pop? In this quilt, bright skinny strips separate gray wedges. That gray ombre grades so smoothly, the effect is surreal. The rays of light in this quilt are made with the same technique. So what did you think about this amazing wedge? The possibilities are limitless, aren't they? You can make circles, you can make them bigger, you can make them slanted, you can add tips or skinny strips. This isn't just any ordinary wedge. This one has such possibilities and the quality only Creative Grids can offer.